Asian countries share a traditional belief that the body should be preserved as a whole upon death, leading Taiwan to have organ donation rates less than one-third that of Europe and the United States. Currently, more than 340,000 people have signed organ donation agreements in Taiwan, but despite this, organ donation rates is still quite low, with only 200 successful donations each year. Here's more about the state of organ donations in Taiwan.
Have I ever heard of organ donation? Yes, I have. It's quite good. Have I considered it? If I can do it, then I will certainly agree.
At the moment, I haven't signed up an organ donator agreement. I would probably do it if I have the opportunity because many people need our organs.
A random sample by this report found that most people are supportive of organ donation. However, when it comes to following through, there's quite a big gap, as only 1.47% of Taiwan's population have signed an organ donor consent. This leads many to wonder what is getting in the way of more organ donations.
Have I ever considered it? Not all for myself. Why do I feel this way? Because it makes me feel afraid.
Many factors prevent organ donation. Around 30% believe that traditional concepts of death and keeping the body as a whole prevent organ donation. Much has been done to overcome these obstacles, as some 340,000 people have signed an organ donation agreement. This leads some to believe that Taiwan's organ donation rate shouldn't be so low, as annually there are just 100 to 200 cases.
If there are 10 family members and just one has an objection, then the donation can be stopped. We often encounter problems like this.
Surveys have found that just 10% of organ donations come from people who have signed organ donor cards while they were alive, with the remaining 90% of the successful donations coming at the request of family members.
The doctor told me my son's coma index was around 3. I told the doctor to try and save him if he can, but if not, we want to donate his organs to help others.
His son's heart, lungs, liver, kidney, cornea would end up saving 6 people. But the experience for many healthcare workers is that family members may be reluctant to authorize organ donations during this difficult time, even potentially preventing organ donations despite a signed organ consent form.
Many people may have signed this card, but haven't consulted with their family. And when something happens, they may be quite sad and some negative feelings may come out, and they won't tell them about organ donation.
Is it really possible for a family member to be reluctant carrying out the wishes of an organ donor?
My son told his sister to remember to donate his organs when he didn't need them anymore. He asked her to help him make this donation because he may not be able to get up again and crawl over this matter. So my son donated 2 corneas, 2 kidneys, a liver, and a heart. He's now living in 6 people, and I have no regrets.
Families may struggle with organ donation, potentially delaying the gold period for such an operation and potentially making these efforts in vain.
When the patient's with no heartbeat, these organs have to be harvested within 30 minutes.
Taiwan says that if the brain doesn't function, one can be considered dead, which is also known as brain dead. When bodily functions cease, doctors only have a few minutes to harvest these organs. Aside from corneas, the heart, lung, liver, and kidney can all die and no longer be transplanted into other people.
If the family does not give up to the last chance to rescue them, then it will be very difficult to donate organs to the people in need.
Taiwan's organ donation rate is currently some 7 people out of 1 million people. Though in Europe and North America, it is 20 people every 1 million people. This is just 1/3 of these Western countries. And countries such as the United States, France, and Spain have adopted organ donations by default, meaning that if patients don't make a special request, they're actually considered consenting to a donation.
In these countries, if patients don't make a special objection, the government will regard them as a donor. Of course, this leads the organ donation rate to be relatively higher.
Countries with higher organ donation rates tend to have the default system in place, whereas the opt-in voluntary system in Taiwan can lead to some confusion, also some debate if one does not clearly express intent. Also, family members can also fail to agree.
I don't think you can quickly persuade people into organ donation, as you have to do it slowly, and slowly accompany them, as their family will feel too rushed and think that you are simply coming for their organs.
At this important intersection between life and death, love and wisdom are needed to link those who have a gift that they can pass forward, those holding out hope for a lifeline so they can keep living.